Hello, hello. This is going to be the beginning of a series looking into the smiley face killers. I'm just going to read you a little bit from the Wikipedia article, which states that the smiley face killers is a gang in theory advanced by retired New York detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Durate, as well as Dr. Lee Gilbertson, a criminal justice professor and gang expert. It alleges that a number of young men found dead in bodies of water across several Midwestern American states from the late 1990s to the 2010s did not accidentally drown, as concluded by law enforcement agencies, but were victims of a serial killer or killers. I believe there's more recent ones too that are possibly part of this, so I don't think it stopped in 2010. The term smiley face became connected to the alleged murders when it was made public that the police had discovered graffiti depicting a smiley face near locations where they think the killer dumped the bodies in at least a dozen of these cases. Okay, so I want to start looking into this a little bit more. One of these murders that was near where I lived at the time in Pennsylvania, there was a person who went missing, and I'll get into this story a little bit later in this series, but that's what initially got me into true crime back probably 10 or 11, 12 years ago. So we're going to, right now, I just want to start with like the basics. I want to see like what is the connection or the strategy or the motive here. And then this isn't going to be a very long reading because I want to do more research to kind of refresh my memory and learn a little bit more about the theory and everything that's involved in it. So right now we're just going to be kind of looking into, is there a connection between these? And if so, what is the motive or the reason for this to happen? This is an energy reading, is all alleged, my opinion. It is not fact. It is my opinion based off of reading the energy. Not fact, my opinion. Okay, let's see here. I am wearing my headphones because my son is off school and my mom is watching him. They're on like the other side of the house. But I have supersonic hearing, so I can hear everything. So if you're wondering why, yes, I'm wearing my headphones. What else? My allergies are not good today, so if I have to pause, it's because I have to sneeze 50 times in a row. And let's get started. Again, my opinion, not fact. All alleged. All right, so first things first. Is there anything behind the theory of the smiley face murder? Okay. 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Yes. 3 of Wands would be something that started out small and expanded or grew. It's also, I'm waiting for the right opportunity. to 5 of Swords, pick a fight, conflict, disagreement, be pushy in some way. 3 of Wands is like, this was small and then I got more confident, so it expanded or continued. Page of Wands reverse. So yeah, it's said to be young men that had just left the bar or were intoxicated. So the Page of Wands would be, I'm reaching you when you're vulnerable, looking for a certain dynamic, which would confirm that the theory is based in reality. It's looking to me with the 3 of Wands, 5 of Swords, I'm waiting for the right opportunity to approach you and pick a fight or be pushy in some way, but I'm waiting for you to be vulnerable and approach this certain distance. So it does seem as though there's like a blueprint that they're following in terms of, okay, this is what you do first, then this, then this, and this, and then that's what results in it. I'm going to pull 2 rows of 3. Give me an example of, no, 2 rows of 4. An example of what it looks like from the victim's perspective if they are like on the night that they became a victim. If there's a blueprint, their night should look similar. So what does their night look like? 2 rows of 4. Queen of Wands. The Empress. Page of Pentacles. Oh, okay, well, there's definitely female energy involved here. 10 of Wands reversed. Telling them what to do. I approach you. I get in your head. I offer you something to lure you, and then I tell you what to do. The Hermit reverse. I get you alone. King of Pentacles reverse. There's a man involved. It's like a man and a woman team. King of Pentacles reverse makes me feel like it's not only I'm exploiting you when I know that you're vulnerable because you've been drinking, but there's some kind of financial motive as well here. 4 of Pentacles reverse, generosity or like overgiving, taking too much. 2 of Swords and the Chariot. So the Chariot's the extra card, but this is like saying that there's some element of movement, like where they're found is not where they're killed. It did say something about believing that they were dumped, believe that the killer dumped the bodies in at least a dozen of the cases. With the Chariot coming out as the extra card, I would say that that's likely accurate, because that would say, I get in your head, I offer you something to lure you, I give you some kind of direction or tell you what to do, I get you alone, like I lure you, I get you alone. Then there's this masculine energy that steps in wanting too much or wanting more than I have to give. And then this is like a difficult decision, like, am I going to go along with this or not? And then the Chariot is movement. It's like I lure me as a female, I lure you to this certain spot to get you alone. Then it just so happens, excuse me, hold on. That it just so happens that as we're in this secluded place, this man that I don't know comes over and tries to rob you, or take something, or maybe get you to go to an ATM or something. That could be why they were taken and moved. Does this have anything to do with taking them to some kind of ATM? Nope. Strength reverse. Overpowering. Allegedly, my opinion, it feels like a woman lures that, like talks them up, like compliments them, gets in their head, offers them something to lure them into a place where there's seclusion. Then a man comes out of nowhere, and it's not like, oh, there's my friend, he's gonna rob you now. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. I don't know this person, but really they're working together. It's almost like the man takes both of them, but the female acts like she's not involved when she is. And it's almost like the man is like, I'm going to hurt her unless you go to the ATM and get your money out and bring it back to me. If you don't do that, I'm going to hurt her. And that's why they're taken and then dumped somewhere else. It's almost like that happens and then they're still in the car and it's like, you need to drink all of this. And once you drink all of this, I'll let you go. And then they let them go right by the water and then whatever happens, happens. But like they go and mark where they let the person in the water at. So if that person is later found nearby, it goes back to being like a teardrop for the group. Huh. Like that came through really clear, and I don't know if it's because like that was my first thing that got me interested in this and it was just like waiting in there to come out. I don't know. Are there more cases than are like listed? Like, I'm sure they have some kind of list, like these cases are believed to be involved. Are there additional ones that they aren't realizing? The Lovers in reverse. 5 of Cups and the Magician. Yes. There is additional ones. 5 of Cups. Lovers reverse. It's almost like I'm preying on this person because they got themselves into this situation anyway. Like there's some like there's a money motive, but there's also like this vigilante element. It's weird. Because Magician, 5 of Cups, Lovers reversed is like, I'm doing this because you're giving me the opportunity to do this, but you're not being wise enough to avoid this situation anyway. So whatever happens, happens. Like, because how I said, like, it's almost like they're sitting in the car and it's like, before I let you go, you need to drink all of this. So it's like there's this element of like, oh, well, you see how much you drink anyway, so it's not anything that you couldn't have done to yourself. So it's not really me murdering you. Like, I don't, it's weird. Are they just let to get out of the car and the people drive away? Judgment reverse. Knight of Wands. No. Okay, so it's like woman lures man, secluded area away from everyone else. Someone that pretends to not know her approaches, puts them both in a car, drives them to an ATM, says, I'm going to harm her if you don't get me X amount of money. He gets back in the car, gives the money, or can't give the money. It may not always be an ATM because I'm sure they'd be able to trace if there was ATM transactions. It may just be like whatever you have on you or something. They're taking something from them. It may not be money though. I don't know what else it would be. But anyway, so it's like they have them both in the car. The man has to do something to save or protect this woman that is actually working with the other person, but he doesn't know that. But then it's like, okay, I'll let you go, but you have to drink all this before you can get out of the car. So highly intoxicated. So then you start walking, and then it's like, I go up and like scare you or something and see if you fall in the river, like, and if you do, I just kind of walk away. Because judgment in reverse kind of confirms what I was saying about the vigilante aspect, because it's like, oh, well, you should have known better. You were out drinking anyway, so it's nothing that you couldn't have. There's like, whoever like began this or started this, or whoever's like at the head of this, somebody like did them wrong. Like they were embarrassed in front of a group of people, or like this started from pain, but is disguised by robbery or something. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be robbery if it feels like robbery. Celebrity, affluent in reverse. Yeah, somebody was embarrassed in front of like a group of people and secluded, and that triggered this wound in them, and they did this the first time, and then it just expanded and grew because it was like, you all embarrassed me, now I'm going to terrorize you by leaving my mark on like revenge on the people who initially hurt me. But I'm not presenting it as that because no one's going to want to fight my battle in that way. I'm going to present it as this robbery ring or something where you like level up in female in reverse, work, and Democrat in reverse. Well, work would be the element of like an organization that is, hold on. So work would be like the organization element of it. And then the fact that both of these cards came out in reverse makes me feel like how I said that there's a woman who lures and then a man, it's almost like they're doing it for different reasons. It's almost like the robbery, like the female gets a cut of it and that's why she's involved. But the male, it's not really about that. It's about like leveling up in this group or like having notoriety in this group or something like that. Nine of Swords, Six of Wands, yeah. There's like some benefit to being the one to cause paranoia or to get like, oh, we know that they're talking about something that I did, but nobody else knows that. But we know that because I left this marker behind of the smiley face. What is the benefit of having notoriety in this group for them? Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles reverse, Ten of Pentacles reverse. If you feel wronged by society, or if you've been embarrassed by these typical people, like this group of people, if this dynamic of person has hurt you before, get involved with us. You'll have like a brotherhood or like a, but then also there's the money element because it's funding. It's like a vigilante robbery ring. But like, it's really more about, I guess like 50-50 vigilante robbery, because the robbery is needed to fund the group and also to attract people to want to do this in the first place. I don't know, it's really weird. Nine of Cups reverse. Yeah, just like I feel wronged. I feel unhappy. I feel unfulfilled. You're out living it up, just doing whatever, able to just get these girls and bring them into seclusion, and I'm not. Queen of Pentacles reversed. It's almost given like incel energy in a way, in at least some way. What makes the females want to be involved in this, though? Because that doesn't make sense. The Fool reversed. Oh. Knight of Pentacles reverse. It may be something like a drug type of thing, like do this and I'll supply whatever to you. There is some element of I'm taking a risk doing this because I don't really know what I'm getting myself all the way involved in, but there is some benefit or gain to me from it. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more research. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna see what I get here with these. Dating history or killer knew of victim, and it shows 2 people under a tree, but it came out in reverse. So yeah, I do think it's like luring with some kind of romantic gesture or promise of something. And that's how they get the person away. But it came out in reverse, so I don't think it's someone that they knew, but I think that they're just, in terms of the luring to get them secluded or isolated, I do think there's like a romantic, like a sexual element of that luring away from the crowd. And also in reverse, I think that's a confirmation that whoever's doing the luring knows the person that's doing the sweeping in and coming out of nowhere to rob. But yeah, I'm going to do more research into this. Again, this is going to be a little series, but I have to, now that I know this, look into certain things a little bit more. So I will talk to you soon.